my gosh, I have been waiting for this moment all day long. That's because my friend is back. Yes, communication expert, connection expert, all things extraordinaire, author, Renée Marino. Good to see you.
So good to see you. I'm just happy being here. Whatever we talk about, it doesn't matter. We're here together.
And we're doing amazing things together. At least you are, ma'am.
And you are too.
Well, thank you.
Let's just put that out there.
I appreciate that. I have been following you for quite some time. I mean, we're Instagram friends, by the way, but I would say we're more than that.
Yes, we are.
But I'm just so proud. I mean, you're all over the country, all over the world, really, just doing amazing things.
Thank you. I'm so grateful, and not one moment goes by that I don't say what I'm doing is such a gift.
Yeah.
Yes.
But when you think about that gift, I mean, God gives us gifts and we can all do so many things, but what you're doing with regard to communicating, and obviously we're going to talk about the Aspire conference, which you're taking part in tomorrow, but the ability to be able to do that and to have that responsibility and to know so many folks look to you now, what does that mean?
Oh, it means everything. When I get to speak on a stage like Aspire and I have attendees come up to me afterward and say, wow, I really needed to hear that. I'm now speaking up with more confidence, or this reminded me that I need to listen better. It fills my heart with so much love because I know it's my purpose.
Yeah.
And communication is such a priority, needs to be a priority for us, especially in today's time, because everything in our lives starts with communication. Yeah. So I feel very lucky.
By the way, I should make mention, you are the author of the best-selling book, Becoming a Master Communicator. Excuse me. How cool is that? And that's what I really want to talk about, because as we embark on a new year, God, it's hard to believe I'm even saying that.
I know.
But a lot of us are thinking about relationships and the relationships that we have with folks and or improving those relationships. And so you're here to give us some tips about creating a genuine relationship.
Yes.
Tip number one happens to be communication with self.
Yes. The relationship we have with ourselves is the most important relationship of all. So in order to connect in a real way with others, we have to first do so within ourselves. And creating a daily practice of getting in communication with ourselves, having conversations, that helps to create that self-awareness, that understanding, which then we can use to develop strong, real bonds with others.
Wow.
Yeah, and we can do that. It's so simple, Guy. We can wake up in the morning and instead of rolling over to your nightstand to grab your smartphone and start scrolling.
I'm guilty.
You know, yeah, we all are. Leave the phone aside and ask yourself one question: how am I feeling? And then take 5 to 10 minutes, put pen to paper to write. I call that part of that old school simplicity way of communicating. Because when we write, research shows it activates more parts of the brain, which in this case gives us a deeper understanding of what's really going on within, because too often we're distracted from ourselves because we're on that phone, not thinking about what's really happening.
I told you she's good, guys. I'm already taking notes in my head. I'll write it down later.
Yeah.
Second, own who you are.
Doesn't that feel good just to say? High five.
I like that.
Own who you are. To have strong, great relationships with others, we have to be honest about who we are. Ooh, I know that can be scary sometimes.
That's a tough one. Yeah.
And that means sharing not only our strengths, but also those parts of ourselves that we often want to hide, those parts that make us feel vulnerable.
Yeah.
So when you meet someone, let them in on something that you may be struggling with, an obstacle that you may have had to overcome, because it does two things. Number one, it humanizes you. And number two, it lets them know that they're not alone in their struggles.
Wow. Well, I need to let you know that when I wake up, I grab for my phone in the morning.
Yes. Okay, me too. See, connection is made right there.
Number 3, next level storytelling. I'm a storyteller, so I'm really interested about this one.
Yes, human beings connect through story. We know this from the beginning of time. So when we are in a conversation, instead of communicating just with facts or talking directly about ourselves, why not add in a story that lets someone know what made you who you are and helps them to understand why you do what you do?
Yeah.
Research out of Princeton shows that when we listen to a story, our brain waves start to synchronize to that of the storyteller, which automatically creates a real connection.
Wow. It makes it, in essence, more tangible, if you will.
Absolutely, because think about when you hear a story, the person's speaking and you start thinking, oh, like putting yourself in that circumstance or in those shoes, and that starts to create a bond.
Wow, this is awesome. All right, I don't want to end. I want to keep on going. Complete listening. And I think I'm a good listener for the most part, and I know you are.
Yeah. It is a lost art, Guy. Do you see that? Listen,
yeah.
we can all see it in our society around us. We're so lucky to have so much technology, so many different avenues where we can communicate, but because of that, there's a lot of gray area for miscommunication to exist. So complete listening means listening to hear and not just to respond. So when you're speaking with someone, ground yourself. Take deep belly breaths, which allows your nervous system to calm down so you can focus and hear what they're saying. Have open body language. I like to think heart open.
Sure.
Smile, like you're doing, nodding, right? I feel right now that you're invested in what I'm saying because you're making eye contact. My friends, those old school manners do not go out of style, right? Smiling at the person, letting them know that you care. And listening for commonalities, things that you may have in common, like we just did before. Wow, Guy, I can't believe you pick up your phone to start scrolling. So do I. Boom, connection is made. And when we listen in a complete way, we let that other person feel seen, heard, and understood, and that's all the human spirit wants.
Yeah, so many folks at home right now saying, that's me,
Yep.
I'm getting it, I'm getting it. And last but not least, talk from the heart.
Yes, talk from the heart, because speaking up is your superpower. And speaking up can mean sharing your perspective or asking follow-up questions in that conversation. Don't be afraid to do so, because as long as you're speaking up from a place of love and grace and kindness, you open the doorway for a two-way conversation to be had, which starts to build the foundation of that relationship.
Wow, this is awesome. I'm so happy. And
I'm
for
so
a Monday
happy.
too.
I know, happy Monday.
You are doing amazing things, as I stated, and obviously tomorrow you are embarking on a conference right here in the nation's capital, the Gaylord to be exact, the Aspire Conference. What's it all about?
The Aspire Tour, Guy, it is so much more than a business conference. This is an all-immersive experience where you not only hear from some of the greatest business minds, leaders of our time. Tomorrow we have Mr. David Goggins, U.S. Navy SEAL, Bethany Frankel, who's the CEO, founder of Skinny Girl. The list goes on and on. Andrew Cordell, Dan Fleischman, Eddie Wilson. I mean, people who are at the top of their game. Not only do you get to hear and learn from them tools and strategies to not only build, but protect and grow your wealth, but at the same time fueling your personal and professional success. In addition, this is the best part, everybody, you get to network. So it's an all-day event, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. P.S. Come join us. Don't be late, because this gal's the opening speaker at 8 a.m., so don't be late. And you get to connect with like-minded people. There's so much opportunity to go off in a corner, have a conversation with someone new, create collaboration. I mean, it's so powerful because it allows you to utilize the tools you're learning in real time.
That is amazing.
It's incredible.
And now, is this the first city that you all are doing?
No, this has been going on for well over a year and a half, and I've had the joy and honor of being a part of the Aspire Tour about 8 or 9 stops now.
Wow.
Yeah, we just actually, in July, I had the honor of opening up Madison Square Garden.
Oh my God.
It was
Can you
crazy.
imagine that?
Can you imagine? I'm the opening speaker, and who comes after me but A-Rod? And I'm like,
oh,
what's going on here? Right? And I'm telling you, it is the event to go to for anyone who knows that they have greatness in them and they're looking to aspire for more. It really is the largest entrepreneurial movement in America. I
always wanted A-Rod's, let's say, not only a number of things that he's owned, a number of, let's say, clothing that he has, let's say his autograph, but now I want yours.
Relationships and also the relationships he's had.
But now I want yours.
Yes.
That is just so cool.
Yeah.
Folks that want to find out more information about the Aspire Tour, if you will, how would one go about to get it?
Just go to aspiretour.com and click Get Tickets and come see us tomorrow. It's tomorrow, Guy.
Oh my gosh, that's
7
so
a.m.
awesome.
to 7 p.m. You don't want to miss it. And we're in the nation's capital.
Yeah.
How could you not want to be there?
So that means do it not now, but right now.
Yes.
Renee, it is always good to see you. Congratulations.
So great seeing you. Thank you so much
and
for having me.
Don't take so long to come back.
I know. Listen, I'll be back tomorrow, okay? We get requests in. If you want to request, tell them I'll come back next week.
The one and only Renée Marino joining us right here on the Live Zone. This was truly a treat. Good to see you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back.